All right, everybody, this is Shane. I'm going to walk you through a pretty simple process that some people are unfamiliar with, but we're actually going to cut our own climbing rope. We're going to cut it properly, and we're going to seal the ends up to keep it from fraying or pulling apart or giving us any problems in the future. So the rope I'm actually going to be cutting today is 8mm Restex coming off this blue spool. I've actually measured it out already. And here in a second, I'm gonna bring the camera up to give you a close-up of everything I'm doing. I just want to give you a quick walk down at first what I'm gonna do. I've already got this measured out and marked with black tape. I'll show you that in a second. I've got a pair of scissors I'm gonna use. I've got a really sharp knife, and I brought out another wooden spool. And this is actually a 9mm Canyon Elite. It's a different rope, but it has a wooden spool top that I'm actually going to use as a cutting board, if you will. This Restex ships in a plastic roll, or a plastic spool rather, and it's not really easy to cut on. I've done it, but it's not that easy. I like wood. And I've got a heat gun I'm going to use at the end of it to seal it up. So I'm going to bring the camera up a little bit closer, and we'll go from there. So I've already measured this rope out. Let me show you what I've done here. So this is a brand new spool of rope, and if you can see, the end is it's kind of knobbed up. It's kind of big knob there where the end's been melted with a hot gun where they cut it from the factory. It's kind of big. I really don't like that feel, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to get around that. I use just black electrical tape for a lot, and I'm going to take it, I'm going to wrap this end just above that little knob, and when I measured this out, I measured a few inches extra to compensate for this. So I'm going to take that piece of black tape, give it one wrap. That's just going to hold the end of it in place. Now I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut right in what would be the middle of that black tape. I'm going to press firmly down. This climbing rope is really, it's not incredibly difficult, but it does take a little bit of effort to cut. So there you can see I've got a nice clean end. That's about, I've got half a piece of tape covering it. And I'm going to look to my measured point. When I measured this rope out a few minutes ago, I actually used the same process to mark the cut point with a piece of tape as well. So I'm going to lay that down. Again, firm pressure on a sharp knife, holding it very carefully. I'll cut right through it. So now you can see the piece that's left up next on the end of my spool has a piece of tape around it. It's going to hold it, keep the ends from fraying or raveling. And both ends now, this is a 25-foot piece of rope I just cut, have that around them. So I'll drop a link to this in the description, the notes. This is just heat shrink tubing with glue inside it. I really like the glue. It really helps hold, it helps melt, and gels everything up. So I'm going to put this on the end of my rope. Take my heat gun, give it a little burst of heat. Now I'm going to take the end and mash it flat against my roll for a second as it cools. It's going to give me a nice seal on the end. Cover the very tip of it up a little bit as well, and that's going to hold very good. Actually, Restex, the core does want to milk away from the sheath a little bit, and that's actually if there are any downsides with this rope, that's one of the things I don't really like about it that well. This prevents that. It won't totally stop it. It'll eventually separate and milk a little bit on you, but this will really help. So again, I'm going to give this end a little burst of heat. As that dries. I know a lot of saddle hunters are buying lengths of rope. They're cutting it up. They're making their own cords and pieces for DRT climbing systems, or they're buying a length of rope and cutting the lineman's rope and tether out of it. They're buying rope in bulk and working on it themselves. So I hope this helps somebody out. So there you have it. There's a 25-foot piece of rope. Both ends are nice and clean, nice and sealed up, and will hold and be durable for a long time to come. Thank you very much for watching.